When it comes to financial problems, we see the difference in men and women. When we're struggling financially, if you're hurting and you're stressed out, you're behind on the bills, you know, the guys lose self-esteem. Men lose self-esteem because money represents a scorecard to men. So ladies, listen carefully. If you're in here and you're married or you're in a marriage situation and you're struggling financially, your guy does not feel like Sir Galahad right now. His sword is a little rusty. He has some moss on his armor. And the last thing he needs in the middle of that is a barking chihuahua around his ankles. My mama said, he may find one last use for that sword. Guys, you need to look at this. When you're in financial trouble, women face fear. Sharon made us change it. She said the word is terror. Because money with ladies, as we said, represents security. There's that security gland. So if you're in here and you're struggling financially, don't let the stress of those financial things take your marriage. Guys, you need to step up. She needs an extra 3 to 6 non-sexual hugs a day. Some of you guys need to look up non-sexual. This is touch that's not going anywhere. Touch for the purpose of reassurance. Touch that says, when we got married, we didn't have anything. If we go back to not having anything, that'll be okay as long as I'm with you. I don't want to lose everything, but if I do, as long as we come out of this together, we're going to be okay. Touch says that. And you need to say that out loud, guys, because she's afraid in a place you don't have at that moment. She's not weaker than you. They're actually more resilient, ladies are, in financial stress than guys are in a lot of ways. But they need that touch. They need that reassurance as a part of the program. So step up, gentlemen, in that situation.
The #1 cause of divorce in America is sometimes because of their children.
The #1 cause of divorce in America is probably debt.
I would say the #1 cause of divorce in America would be debt or money related.
The #1 cause of divorce in America would probably be money reasons, financial.
Now, the #1 cause of divorce in North America today is money fights. Money is the one thing people say they argue about the most in marriage, according to a Stanley and Markman study. 7 out of 10 couples disagree about financial issues, according to an article in USA Today. 57% of divorced couples said that financial disputes were the primary reason they did not get along, according to a study done by Citibank. It's the #1 thing that breaks up marriages. Hear me again. The #1 thing that breaks up marriages, money problems and money fights. If it's the #1 problem, then it's also what Larry Burkett used to say, it's the #1 opportunity in our marriages to take them to a better level, to take a good marriage and make it fabulous, to take one that's struggling and looks like it's not going to make it and bring it back together and let it heal. And you can do that through stuff like doing a budget, like agreeing on our spending, because when we agree on our spending, again, we're agreeing on our value system, and that is absolutely vital. See, the deal is this. When you get married, what happens is, you know, the preacher lies to us, doesn't he? He says, and now you are one. You remember that? Do you remember the first year? Yeah, your mama's ugly too. You remember the first year, right? See, so what we do, we go down the aisle, dun, 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 right? And the preacher comes down and he says, okay, we're going to tie the knot, right? Well, when we get ready to tie that knot, the problem is stuff gets in the knot, doesn't it? And you grew up in a household where your parents spent everything they made. And she grew up in a household where they saved everything they made. And that was cute when you were dating. And it's not cute anymore. It becomes a potential destructive force. There's a knot going on right there in the money. And it's, I want to save money. I want to give money. I want a new washer and dryer. I want a bass boat. I want to go on vacation. I'm worried about retirement. Dave Ramsey said, and we get all of that in there, right? Every bit of that's in there, right? And you get this whole thing going on. But what we have discovered is this. If you will sit down together, if you will learn to work together, agree on your spending, because when you agree on your spending, again, you agree on your value system, you're agreeing on your goals, you're agreeing on your dreams, you're even agreeing on your fears. And so when you agree on all of that, what happens is the budget takes all the knots out of your marriage, and you get oneness in your marriage and unity. See, what happens is, Dennis Rainey says we get married, and one of us has a floor plan for a two-story, and that's our value system and how we're going to build a house. Another has a floor plan for a tri-level, and that's our value system and how we're going to build a house. If we don't get together and change that blueprint to where it looks like it's the same blueprint, we build a pretzel. When you agree on your value system, you will reach a level of unity in your marriage. But if that doesn't work, you can always adopt that international sign of money in marriage. We've taught our kids that there are 4 things that break marriages up, and to be sure you're in agreement on those 4 things. Number 1 is money. Money is the number 1 cause of divorce in North America today. Money fights and money stress breaks up more marriages than anything else. So be in agreement on the things we teach in this course, like saving and budgeting and giving and those kinds of things. The second thing that breaks couples up all the time is discussions and fights over kids. Whether to have kids, how many to have, how the kids are treated, discipline levels, those kinds of things. The third one is in-laws. And so you have to learn to set boundaries with your in-laws. The parents-in-law of one of you may be crazy or something like that. And that kind of stuff messes up more marriages than just about anything else. And the fourth is religion. Being on the same page in your faith walk is a big deal, statistically, to be able to succeed in marriage. So as you're dating and as you're looking for relationships, dating is kind of like practicing. It's courtship. You're not necessarily going to date everybody that you'd like to marry, but you really should be kind of thinking about, is this someone I would actually spend my life with? If not, why am I wasting my time going out with them? And, what is the real motivation? Is it a positive motivation then? May not be. So we've taught our kids just to be very mature, go slow, enjoy the relationships and those kinds of things, but be looking at those 4 things. Try to find common ground, and then you've got somebody that you potentially could spend your life with. So who does the financial decision making in your household? Who's supposed to do it? Some people say, well, the man should do it. And other people say, women are much smarter, they should do it. The truth is, both of you should do it. Both of you should do the financial decision making. Both of you have to. The one with the natural gift for details can prepare the budget, but the decision making should be done by both of you.